Welcome to our next tutorial on methods. In this little tutorial we're going to do a very simple method, and we're actually going to do a simple example of a method that just carries out instructions. So it's going to have a very specific task in terms of what it's going to do. In this method all we're going to do is print out our titles. So down below my main method I've created a new method called public static void, and the method name is titles. I want to give my instructions so we know what it's going to be about, and this one is simply going to print titles. The precondition, there is no precondition and there is also no post condition, so I'm going to put none in there. We'll close my comment tags. And here's what we want this method to do. I'm simply going to system.out.println. This is our first program with methods. And we'll just give it a fancy little underline here for a moment. Close it off. Now the nice thing about methods is that we can call them at any time, but we have to call them up here in our main method. Again, what we're trying to do with our programs is really de-stream and kind of simplify what's in our main method by having other methods that we can call. So here I'm going to call it titles. I got to put the brackets in there so that it knows so it has the exact same name as before. If I run this, hopefully down here, we'll see that it should print out my titles. Process complete. And there is my title. And again, the nice thing that I said earlier is we could call it at any time. So if we had a section in our program we wanted to do something again, this is much different than a loop, where a loop is repeating a section of code a certain number of times or until a condition is met. With this type of method we can simply remove a whole lot of the instruction from our main method, move it down to another method which we have here called titles, and we can call it. If I run our program now, we should see down here that I get two titles printed out. And I wouldn't probably do two titles like in a row like this in this example. I would probably later on, if I had a new screen come up, or if I had enough information where the section here kind of got filled up, or they're starting a game again, I could print in my titles again. It could be really beneficial if you're doing instructions for a game that you're making and you want to have all of the instructions in a method, and you can call that method whenever the user says, please show me the instructions. That's our tutorial for simple methods. The next tutorial will be about passing a parameter down to a method so that it can be used and you can pass information down to use in the method.